Good afternoon. It's 4:30. This is Cardiff News Plus. I am Darshan Dalal. The owner of a barber shop in Pontypridd has launched a foundation to help support men's mental health. With male suicide figures in Wales at their highest in 2 decades, the Lost Boys Club Foundation aims to raise money for sports clubs and small businesses to access mental health courses. Cara Kennedy reports.
From the outside, it might look like just another barber shop in a Welsh town, but something different is going on inside.
Hello, Lost Boys Club.
This is Josh Downs, the owner of Lost Boys Barbershop in Pontypridd Town Centre. After struggling with his own mental health and contemplating taking his own life, he decided to transform his shop into a safe space for men to talk.
Through barbering, I realised customers coming back and forth, sort of, they're opening up to you, telling you things and all that, and I just sort of took it to another level. And once I started sharing my story with people, that's when a lot of people started coming in and opening up with us and sharing things with us. So it became like a mini counselling session.
The staff all recognised that barbershops can be intimidating and wanted to steer away from this by talking about their own struggles. They hope that by doing this, their own customers can open up.
The atmosphere in here and the way that it is in here, I feel like a lot of barbershops generally, there's a lot of I don't really like the phrase, but toxic masculinity. A lot of people, they come and they talk about drugs, women, sport, that's it. Opening the floor and opening the space to talk about other things and having different topic of conversations that aren't just the norm, lets people relax, and then when they relax they feel more comfortable talking about this kind of stuff anyway.
Throughout the pandemic, the Lost Boys Club Foundation has put local men through counselling and has launched a podcast talking about mental health and drug use in the area. Coronavirus pandemic has slowed down the Lost Boys' plans to help their community, but they won't be trimming their plans to expand and helping more young men in the future. These Lost Boys are doing a lot more than cutting hair. Cara Kennedy, CNP News, Pontypridd.
Shops in Cardiff's arcades are recovering after the lifting of restrictions. They reopened for the customers to visit on the 12th of April after 4 months in the lockdown. Independent shops which did not offer online shopping struggled to survive during the pandemic. Gonche Habibi Azad reports.
Independent stores at Cardiff's arcades reopened on 12th of April, after 4 months of lockdown. Those shops that didn't offer online shopping struggled to survive during the pandemic. Ganesha's store at Royal Arcade sells in-store handicrafts and silver jewellery, imported from India and Nepal.
There has been a lot of changes in personal life because the livelihood has been changed. And of course, business also been affected because we have been locked down more or less 6 to 7 months last year, this year even. So business has gone down 70% some months.
Suraj relies on Ganesha as his main source of income and has many loyal customers.
I think they're the heart and soul of the community, and if they did not exist, then people wouldn't get lovely things like this, knickknacks and good quality material and items. If you go to major shopping halls or shops, they don't have things like that.
With independent shops in Royal Arcades in Cardiff now open, there's still hope for businesses to recover from the effects of the pandemic.
I much prefer going to independent shops. I think it's important to go there to support local businesses.
Cardiff Arcade has been the home of independent business for years. With 49% of the population having received the first jab, shop owners in Cardiff Arcade are confident business will soon resume as normal. Goncha Habibi Azad, Cardiff News Plus.
Outdoor attractions across Wales have been allowed to reopen today as part of the most recent easing of lockdown restrictions. Farms, zoos and theme parks are among those who will be welcoming the public into their venues once again. Ella Fenwick reports.
Today, venues like these are ready to welcome back guests once again.
I'm here today at the Amelia Trust Farm, and like many farms today, they're opening their doors for the first time in the past 6 months since the pandemic.
The first sets of people are arriving for an exciting day at the farm. After months of preparation, they're ready for visitors once again, where they can expect to see their farm favourites and some new additions. Although everyone on the farm today was eager for reopening, staff here said they were frustrated over the length of their closure and that things on the farm haven't always been easy.
Obviously it's been quite difficult for us because we get most of our funding from having people coming to visit, so we've lost kind of that income. We've still been able to have the young people on the education programme, but yeah, ultimately I think it has been a bit of a shock, and for the animals as well, it's been quite difficult.
The reopening of the farm is beneficial for both animals and visitors alike, as an educational tool and to provide the animals with daily interaction. Ella Fenwick, Cardiff News Plus.
A conservationist group has found that 90% of Welsh woodlands are in a poor condition. They say this could have catastrophic consequences for plants and animals. The Woodland Trust have released a manifesto for the upcoming Welsh Parliament elections, urging immediate action. Our reporter Elizabeth Winter has more.
Woods like these, near Castle Cock, just outside Cardiff, are under threat. A report by the Woodland Trust says that just 7% of the UK's native woodland is in good condition, and urgent action is needed to protect Wales's green spaces. Woodlands are complex ecosystems which provide habitats to a wide variety of species, but rising nitrogen pollution levels are causing a threat to wildlife, and the number of birds and insects is already rapidly declining.
Specifically in a temperate location such as Britain, we sit in a zone of the earth where deciduous woodland is our dominant natural vegetation. So most of the animals and plants and birds and insects that we have here are somehow connected to woodland ecosystems.
The charity says that climate change, pollution and overdevelopment are affecting the future of woodlands like this one.
Another factor is the planting of non-native species of trees, which has left native woodland vulnerable to disease and pests. Conservation charities say that green spaces, such as woodlands, are vital to the well-being of communities, providing settings for recreation, relaxation and education. The Welsh Government say they're committed to strengthening ancient woodland. Last year, they announced plans for a national forest, which would involve planting trees across the length of the country. But the Woodland Trust say that progress isn't fast enough to stop the decline. Elizabeth Winter, Cardiff News Plus.
Only buses and taxis will be allowed to pass along Castle Street when it reopens, and a new segregated cycle path has been set up. Drivers blamed the massive traffic delays in Cardiff on the closure of Castle Street. Yao Jiaxi reports.
The density of traffic in Cardiff increased since the lockdown ended. The closure of Castle Street did limited space on the road, but it didn't really change the level of congestion. Mark Barry, who helped Cardiff Council set up the city's rapid transport network, says congestion was caused by cars, not roads.
Reality is, the closure of Castle Street, it does restrict road space a little bit, but it doesn't really change the amount of congestion. It might move it round a bit. But the real issue is we have too many people in cars, and in somewhere like Cardiff, as you know, more people should be using buses and active. I mean, when COVID's over, active travel, walking, cycling.
The effective solution is to reduce traffic, such as giving up cars in favor of bicycles. Cyclists said the closure of Castle Street makes cycling comfortable, and the space is also great for walkers.
I think what people have said they want is safe, segregated cycle routes. They want space away from cars to be able to ride their bike safely, and they want to be able to ride with their children and to people who are less confident. So the government needs to invest in proper cycle lanes.
Cardiff Council is also more likely to encourage public transport for work, which is useful for improving air quality and reduce carbon emissions. Yao Jiaxi, Cardiff News Plus.
Debenhams has revealed the closure of 27 shops with Cardiff branch set to close on 15th May. Many consumers have expressed regret about this. Reporter Zixin has more.
Debenhams reopened 97 of its stores on April 12 as lockdown restrictions were eased.
But a struggling retailer is only welcoming back customers in a bid to shift the stock before closing its shops for good. Bad news for customers.
Yeah, it definitely will affect my shopping because I used to buy a lot of stuff for my friends and for myself from that. Yeah, I think it's a negative impact for lots of people, not only me, but I think we need to adjust to it. Maybe we can shop online.
Over the past 2 weeks, prices have already been dropped in store and online by up to 70%, but the retailer will reduce them further in stores that will be shutting down in early May. Consumers believe that the promotion and opening of shops encourages and stimulates their spending.
There's a lot of stores closing now, so there's not really much shopping you can do because it's all going online. I have used online shopping, yeah. But I like to go in store, try clothes on, whereas if you do it online and it doesn't fit, you've got to send it back and then wait for your money.
A spokesperson for Debenhams said, with such great bargains on offer, it's no wonder our stock is selling out incredibly fast. Section 1, Cardiff News Plus.
Restaurants and cafes and other hospitality businesses in Wales can reopen to customers outdoors from today. People will be able to meet and reunion with social distancing and hygiene measures in place. Yeyen reports.
Restaurants have been closed for over 4 months in Wales. The relaxation of restrictions is overdue but welcome. Chili Flames is a restaurant in Cardiff city centre. Staff here are excited about the reopen and they say the lockdown has had a big impact.
The score rating at the moment is very, very low, obviously due to people not managing to sit down and eat inside the restaurant. A lot of people have to take away and order for their home deliveries and stuff. But yeah, it's not normal.
Cardiff people have experienced a long time waiting for the restrictions to lift. Many local people supported the lockdown, but now say they are all ready to dine outside with their friends and family members.
I think it's probably a good time to do it, especially as the weather's getting warmer. It's better for people to be outside. If it were bad weather, then people would want to be indoors more. Yeah, I'd say it's good, and I support it, so long as it's done in the right way, though.
The lockdown pass has been set out earlier. Hospitality venues will not be able to open indoors before the end of May, and social distancing rules still need to be adhered to. Yi, Cardiff News Plus.
A giant ferry wheel has been put up and reopened in Cardiff Bay today after it has been closed for more than 1 year. It is a sign of normality returning to our lives. Juzun Yang reports.
I'm in Cardiff Bay now. The giant ferry wheel behind me opens to public again today after a long-time lockdown. The ferry wheel is situated on Harbour Drive, on the site of the former Cardiff Bay Visitor Centre near the Piehead building. It is part of the plans to recreate the excitement of the annual Cardiff Bay Beach event. Visitors will be able to get views of the bay on the ferry wheel.
I think this will bring maybe more people out here, similar to what went on in London with maybe the London Eye. So when they had that, they had a lot more tourism and people coming out here. So I mean, it brings a lot more people to the area, which is good for economic reasons and just for people's happiness. Just to get people out a bit more.
It opens from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day, and the price for adults is £5 per time. Due to the ease of COVID-19 pandemic, the visitor flow rate is under control. But strict measures will still be taken to ensure the general public get access to family entertainment safely.
We do social distancing on the platform, hand sanitizer dispensers around the ride so people can freely use them and feel safe and hopefully have a good time. And we're an outdoor attraction, so that has been proven to be an advantage for us.
The wheel will run daily over the summer until July. As restrictions are gradually lifted, more entertainment facilities would be open to public as well. Zhu Junyang, Cardiff News Plus.
That is all from us for now. Remember, you can find more stories on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. But for now, goodbye.